Okay, so today I'm going to show you how I made this Mercedes animation here. I'm going to show you shot by shot of how this isn't really a step-by-step tutorial on each shot, but I will show you a quick. I won't be covering this logo animation either, just the first part. But yeah, this whole commercial was inspired by this original Mercedes commercial, which takes place in the sky with this circular surface here that the car is driving on. Is what inspired me to do this. As you can see, it's pretty cool. Yeah, we're gonna try and recreate this in Blender. So yeah, I already have the project file open, but let's just run through it real quick. Okay, so in this tutorial, I'm only gonna cover how I set up the scene, how I created the environment, and how I set up the main camera angle. I'm not gonna go over each and every single camera shot I did in the commercial. Otherwise, it would take me forever. But yeah, I'll show you how I set up the scene. So first thing we're going to do is make sure you're on cycles. If you have a GPU, switch it to GPU and experimental. And yeah, the sample is going to be, the final render is going to be at 512. No denoise. Okay, so I used two add-ons for this. The first add-on I'll tell you about is Blender Kit. It's super, super helpful. It has a bunch of free assets that you can search for in Blender and a bunch of free materials. I'll leave a link in the description. Just go to Edit, Preferences, and then once you have it installed, just search for it, Blender Kit, and make sure it's enabled. The second add-on, you don't need a download. It's already pre-installed into Blender. Just search Add Mesh, and then Add Mesh Extra Objects. Make sure that's enabled, and then hit Save Preferences. Then you're good to go. Then hit Shift-A, go to Mesh, go to torus objects, and then twisted torus. And then here is my object. The minor radius is too much. We'll reduce that to 6. There you go. So yeah, minor radius or major radius 60, minor radius 6, major segments 64, minor segments 3, and then twist 1. And then we'll just hit right click and then shade smooth by angle. Okay, there we go. We got our track ready to go. And then we're gonna need a car as well. You can use any car model you wish. I used car models from the transportation add-on. Again, link in the description if you wanna buy the add-on. It comes with a bunch of different vehicles. I think like a 90 plus different vehicles. I have the Mercedes here. I'm just gonna hit add vehicle. And what's cool about it is it's all the vehicles are already pre-rigged, so you don't have to rig it yourself. And we'll make this editable for animation. There we go. Whoops, I'm not sure why that's happening there. Let's just reset the rotation. There we go. Okay, cool. Now, we're going to select our mesh. Go to edit mode, and then we're going to add loop cuts. So loop cuts, let's add 5. So right here, we'll add 5. Boom. And then we'll go back to our selection tool. I'll hold Alt on my keyboard and select the middle line right here. And then Shift D, duplicate, and then escape to put it back. And then P, and then separate by selection. And now we got a line for our car to follow. We'll just hit F2, rename it to car path. And we'll hit F3, and we'll type in converts, and we're going to convert it to a curve. And then we'll select our car rig, go to our constraint properties, and add object constraint, follow path constraint. And then we'll just select the car path. There we go. And we'll do curve radius, follow curve, fixed position. And we'll select our car path, go to the data properties, go to path animation, make sure that's checked. And we'll reduce the frames to 80. Boom. And now it should be on our path. There we go. Follow, clamp. And let's go back to our car rig. Let's go to constraint properties, and it's going backwards. We don't want to go in backwards. See here? So we'll just hit -y. There we go. And now I want it to start like right here. So we'll just hit -1, and now we'll go right there. We'll have a start right there. Or like right here. That's cool. hit animate path, and then we will go on frame 1. I'm gonna do, let's do 72 frames actually. It's only for one shot. And we'll hit the button here to add a keyframe, and then we'll go to the end, and we'll have it stop like right here, I guess, or like right here. And then we'll hit this to add the keyframe, and there we go. We got our animation. Cool. Okay, so to stop the car from clipping through the mesh, we're gonna select the car path. We're gonna add 2 shape keys like this, basis and then key 1, and then we'll change the value to 1 here. And we'll go to edit mode. We'll select tilt, and then we're gonna change the mean tilt right here. You can go select item, and then mean tilt's gonna be -600. There we go. And now if we go back to object mode, we can control the rotation or the tilt of the car using this slider here. So let's just adjust that like right there. It's not gonna be perfect. It still might be clipping, so yeah, just play around with the angles and choose your angles wisely. So let's start here with the keyframe like this, and then we'll go to a part where it's clipping again, so like right here, and then we'll just adjust it like that. Perfect. And then hit the keyframe, add a keyframe on 19, and then we'll go somewhere else where it starts to clip. So it starts to clip again here, and then I'll just adjust like that, and then hit the keyframe again. Let's go further. It's clipping again. Let's adjust. Boom. And we're just gonna keep doing that until we're satisfied. Boom. And here. Again. Maybe one final time right here. Okay, cool. Nice. And there you go. You can also adjust the height as well. So if you click the rig and then go to the location, you can just, adjust the height by messing with the Z value. Just like right there. Okay, cool. Now we'll just add a camera, Shift A, whoops, not a speaker, camera. Then we'll go to camera, set as active camera. And then I'm gonna hit Shift and then this button to control the camera with my keyboard. And then we'll just choose an angle here. Like this, and then we're gonna select the camera, select the car body, and hit Control P to parent the camera to the car. So now it'll follow the car. And let's select the camera. Let's just adjust it again. Maybe something like this. Yeah. Change the focal length to 35. Get closer like that. Yeah. And then we'll also adjust it like this. There we go. And now the wheels aren't spinning, and we're gonna have to fix that. So to make the wheels spin, what I do for this animation was, okay, hold on, it's gonna be a bit weird. Okay, so you can select one of the wheels. So for example, let's first go into pose mode. And then select this part of the wheel here. And we can, whoa. Sorry, we have to go to the bone properties. And now we can start spinning the tire like this. So let's hit a keyframe on frame 1. And then if we go to 72, we can change the tire rotation to, let's do like 30,000. Boom. And we're gonna repeat the same step for all of them. So right here, select this tire, make sure on frame 1, keyframe, and then go to the end, and we'll do 30,000. Boom. And then we gotta do the same with the other side. Right here, select that, frame 1, keyframe, and then end, we'll do 30,000. Same with the back tire as well. Keyframe and 30,000. Cool. And keyframe. Boom. So now I'll go back to camera view. Tires are spinning. There we go. And we can also add a camera shake to the camera so it doesn't look as stationary, the car body. But that's a good starting point there. And there we go. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the shading. So first, let's add in an HDRI. I'm gonna be using an HDRI dome, which I've already pre-made. So let's just append that to my project. Let's call it HDRI dome. I can make a separate video on how I created this, but I'll show you the shader setup for the HDRI dome. If it appends, did it? Okay, let's try that again. Append HDRI dome. There it is. Okay, yeah. We gotta adjust the clipping because it's clipping. Make that 10,000. There we go. Nice. Okay. It's humongous. There it is. I'm gonna move it. Actually, I'm gonna keep it down here because I want it to be above this, in the sky. Let's go into render view. So you see, kind of like this. We're gonna have to make a new window. So I'll just drag here. Let's go to a shader editor and let's make sure the dome is selected. And here is the shader setup. So yeah, it's basically an environment texture with a mapping and texture coordinate. And then it's plugged into an emission and diffuse. And then both of these are plugged into a mix shader. And then the mix shader goes into another mix shader. And then the final mix shader goes into the material output. And I have a transparent BSDF and a geometry node plugged into the second mix shader as well. So let's just adjust the location. If we go into camera view, we see a big giant hole there. To fix that, we'll select the camera and we'll go to the clipping, the end clipping, and we'll add another 0. I'll fix that. And also we're just gonna do render region only. Okay. And now I just want to adjust the location. So let's select the HDRI dome and let's just rotate it. I want the sky to be visible, so something like this is cool. And yeah. Okay, now let's shade the actual racetrack, the torus mesh. So select the torus mesh, and like I said, if you have the Blender Kit add-on installed and enabled, you can just search up free materials. It's very convenient. So let's go to materials, and what we're going to use is something called a chromatic dispersion glass material. Let's search for that, and this is the one I'm going to use. So you just drop it there, and there you go. It looks pretty cool. And you know what? You can just leave it like this. It's honestly good on its own, depending on what type of look you're going for. But in the video, I did adjust the shader a bit to add those nice glowing blue lines or streaks. So to do that, we're gonna go into the shader editor, selecting the torus mesh. We added the chromatic dispersion glass here. Let's go into the node here. It opens up a giant node tree, and it seems complicated, but it's all good. Just hit Shift A, search for group group input, sorry. There it is. And we're gonna add in let's see. We're gonna add in a second mix shader. So duplicate that, add it there. And we're gonna add in a Shift A color ramp. Like that. And we'll change it to HSV. We'll make this purple, and this light blue. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna add an emission node. Plug the color into the emission, and then that's gonna go directly into the mix shader like that. And let me see if I remember this. Okay. And then we'll plug in, what the heck? And then we'll add in a new socket here. Plug that into the factor. And then we'll also plug, we'll call this actually, we're gonna label this, we go to the group, strength. Okay. And then that's gonna go directly into the factor here. Cool, and then this will adjust the glow strength here. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so now let's exit out of this giant node here by clicking this. And now we're gonna add some more. So let's add in another color ramp. It's gonna be the same thing, HSV, and we'll change that to light purple, blue, yeah. And we'll add in a noise texture. Plug the noise, the color into the factor, and then we'll add in, if you have the Node Wrangler add-on enabled, you can select the noise texture and hit Control T. Boom. And we'll plug that into the strength. And now we're gonna have to adjust the look here. So we want the streaks, right? So to do that, we're gonna have to mess with the Z scale. So we're gonna have to turn that up quite a bit. I think that works, like 120 or something. Yeah, then we get these little streaks going. We can adjust this actually. Scale, 0.3. Yeah, 1.2 is cool. And detail we can bring up. The roughness we can actually, let's bring that down. Yeah. And there you go. And you can mess with this here to just show how much of the blue streaks you want and how much of the purple stuff you want. Next, we're gonna add in a bump node. Plug the bump into the roughness. And we'll add in another noise texture, duplicate that, and we'll just plug that into the height. And then Control T to add in a mapping and texture coordinate. Cool. Make that like 27. Like 10. 0.5. 108. 0.108 actually. And we'll bring down the strength a bit. Okay. Something like that. Okay. And there you go. You got these nice streaks going. That's pretty much it, you know. Go back to the HDRI dome. You can adjust the HDRI to make it look better, so more of the sky is visible, like this. And yeah. For the render settings, make sure motion blur is ticked. And I usually enable denoise, but I leave that unchecked. I go to advanced and add in a seed, which will add like sort of a film grain effect to it, and will also speed up your render instead of using denoise. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now it's all about just adding, different camera angles. So if you want, you could add some shake to this to make it look a little better. You probably want to add some movement as well. So you go into select the camera, go into graph editor, and you can go to let's see, you gotta add in a keyframe. So hit I, go to the rotation, hit I, And then open up this drop down, go into X rotation, go to modifiers, add in a noise modifier. See the graph right here. And we'll bring down the strength. Quite a bit, like 0.3 is good. Yeah, there you go. And you know what? Let's probably add some movement. Let's go back to timeline. And we'll go all the way like this. Boom. Something like that. But yeah, you could also add more camera angles by selecting the camera here, Shift T to duplicate, and then go into camera, make this the active camera, and then you can just add in another angle. I don't know, something like this. Maybe a back view. Oh, you gotta delete the keyframes first. So first delete the keyframes. There, now you can start moving that camera. Yeah, like that. And you got a back angle. And you want to do the same thing. You want to add the noise modifier. And, you know, add some movement. I don't know, something like that. And when you're doing a different camera angle to render a different shot, you probably want to mess with the HDRI dome again. So for this shot, you probably want to like maybe move it like this. And so it looks better. You know, maybe you want to add some more glow because this isn't glowing enough. So you can go back to the torus mesh, go inside this node here, this node tree, and then you can increase it to like maybe 6. Or 7, sorry. Maybe let's go 6. See, now you got more of a glow. But yeah, this is, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is probably not like beginner friendly, but you know, it's my first time recording a tutorial in like years. Actually, well, months, sorry, not years, but like an actual like car tutorial. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because if you guys subscribe, then it's gonna motivate me more to post a lot more tutorials and you know probably get better at it because yeah, I'm a bit rusty, I won't lie. Yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment, let me know what you thought, and yeah, more tutorials to come. See you later.